Hello everyone, my name is Isa and I'm a part of the Solutions Engineering team at Pipefy. Today, I'll showcase how Pipefy helps companies to achieve efficiency with their Procure-to-Pay processes. Procure-to-Pay processes start with the requester submitting a product or service purchase request. Then, the request will go through requisition, purchase order, and will be completed after delivery and payment confirmation. Over the years, we have identified common P2P cases among our clients and identified the main challenges related to these processes. They are decentralized and incomplete data input, hindering metric definition and improvement traceability, low status visibility for every person involved, teams, managers, suppliers, and requesters, lack of transparency over actions and deadlines, preventing team autonomy and leadership monitoring, and scattered communication that requires a lot of manual work, obstructing collaboration and teamwork between key stakeholders. If these challenges sound familiar, our platform can help. With Pipefy, you'll be able to centralize and manage requests in a standardized format, guaranteeing a well-established structure and full visibility over process metrics. Share process status through portals and automatic communication. Visualize all requests in a single place, defining responsibilities and deadlines in a collaborative environment. And connect different teams through assertive communication and automatic data transfer, avoiding manual work and human error. Inside Pipefy, we observe 4 types of key roles in the P2P operation. Requesters that entail any employee allowed to submit purchase requests. Agents that represent mainly the procurement team that will work in the purchase process, but also refers to approvers and teams that interact with the procurement team, such as the finance and legal teams. Suppliers as external agents. They are able to insert specific information into the process whenever required. And finally, leaders that monitor and support the whole procurement operation. During the demonstration, we will go over all 4 roles, starting by the requester. For the requester, it is important that channels to open new requests are accessible and the process status is available. Therefore, to send new purchase requests, the requester fills in a standardized form containing all required information. This form is available through a link that can be embedded into your company's website, or even shared in a QR code format. Other alternatives is to centralize all procurement and finance forms in a customized request portal inside Pipefy. All we have to do is fill in the fields, and if we want to speed up the purchasing process, we can directly include the quotation. Apart from that, we may list products to be purchased or submit a spreadsheet with a list of items that will be automatically assimilated by Pipefy when the request is submitted. By clicking Send, we can register the main contact's email to receive a link through a tracker portal, where the requester has permanent access to the request status and can even send messages directly to the purchasing team. Finally, all forms can be centralized and restricted to a specific group of employees by inviting guests in Pipefy. We can add employees to Pipefy for free, and they can now access the request center and even use the Pipefy app to open purchase requests directly from their phone. We just fill in the form and follow up the request and the Requests tab. Since we already have new requests waiting to be processed, let's change the perspective to the purchase team. We, as buyers, will routinely work inside Pipefy to treat requests. To start, let's access the work environment and select the purchasing process. Inside the process, we have an overview of all steps and all requests that belong to us. This way, everything is centralized and organized in a single place. In this example, we notice requests are always created in the first step of the process, manager approval. Often, managers are busy with multiple tasks, and so we can set up the approval to be sent automatically according to predetermined business rules. In this case, the manager is assigned according to the cost center, and we use internal messaging softwares such as Slack and Microsoft Teams to send the approval request. Now, the manager doesn't even need to stop their routine to answer. They simply open the message and click and approve. And so, in a matter of seconds, the request in Pipefy registers the response and moves forward to the RFQ step. where the correct buyer is notified according to the request's category. Let's open the request, and as the buyer, we can fill in the urgency and quotation deadline. No unnecessary manual work is required, as an amount estimate is automatically calculated considering items selected by the requester. And a quotation request document is instantly generated containing customized information with a single click. Now, the buyer can concentrate on the task of building a supplier list. And with another click, all their registered contacts will be instantly notified requesting a quotation. If there is a need to register new suppliers, now is the time to connect with the registration team. Let's simply fill in a form for them to go over the registration process before we move forward. With quotations requested, let's switch our perspective to the supplier for a moment. In the automatic email that was sent requesting a quotation, the supplier will be able to click a link to add the quotation data and attach an official document. Instantly, the buyer has access to the information sent in a standardized manner. Apart from accelerating data exchange, all contact with the supplier stays organized per purchase request, using the Email tab. Here, only the emails concerning this specific request will arrive. We can efficiently communicate and have conversation history at hand without leaving the request. Now, whenever the deadline arrives, the request moves forward automatically to selection and negotiation, guaranteeing flow consistency. It is time to choose the supplier for this request and start negotiations. Whenever everything is set, the approval cadences within the finance team are started. However, the finance team in this example already uses an ERP tool such as NetSuite. So, we can move this approval request over there and have all information available for both teams. As soon as the request is approved, the card moves over to the purchase order. Meanwhile, the purchase order is already generated in NetSuite to keep the finance team up to date. Similarly, the buyer can replicate the same purchase order document with a single click, and both teams can collaborate seamlessly. With that, we covered most of the buyer's responsibilities. But the procure-to-pay process isn't over. Delivery and payment are due. So, when the purchase request reaches the complete stage in this process, new requests are created containing all purchase information to move this request forward. There could be two main courses now. If a service is being purchased, the request moves over to the contract management process, where the legal team can manage the service agreements. On the other hand, if a product is being purchased, the local team receives the request to make sure the product has arrived on schedule and in accordance with quality standards. Since in this example the request involves a product, the request has already been created here in the delivery process, and we can check all of the history related to this purchase. After the product delivery is secured, payment is the last job to be done in our P2P example. Similar to the quotation step, the supplier will receive a bill of sale form, where the bill must be registered for payment. The bill arrives to the accounts payable team in their own process, and the bill is automatically processed using a digital reading tool, or OCR tool, to confirm all information submitted by the supplier is in accordance with the buyer's negotiations. After all validations are done, the payment is scheduled by the accounts payable team and the P2P process is completed, from request to payment in an efficient and orderly manner. To close up this demonstration, let's go back to the procurement process and quickly switch to the leader's view. As a procurement manager, we can have a full overview of the operation, being able to apply filters by category, such as urgency or buyer in charge. Leaders also have full authority over teams' visibility, being able to manage access and permissions to guarantee process reliability. Additionally, the team's performance can be efficiently monitored through reports and dashboards, or even by connecting Pipefy to usual tools such as Tableau and Power BI. Now, leaders can have up-to-date information that will support decision-making and expand the status overview of the operation without relying on manual work and repetitive data handling. Regardless of function, inside dashboards or inside the workflow, Pipefy can be easily customized to the team's and leaders' needs. Due to its no-code interface, we can add new customized charts here, or for example, add a new step in the process with a few clicks. With Pipefy, the leader achieves centralized governance over their operation, with agile access to information that will enable decision-making and continuous improvement to the Procure-to-Pay process. We reached the end of this demonstration. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to our community or get in contact with our team through email or through the Pipefy chat.